problem. Pick up the tire probe, make sure that it's clean, and dip it into the vulcanizing cement. Now, slowly insert the probe into the injury and gently rotate the probe with your palm to determine the extent and direction of the injury. Be careful not to enlarge the wound. Repeat this procedure several times to make sure the wound is well lubed. Then, leave the probe in the hole.
This will prevent the cement from drying while you do the next step.
Take an insert from the ATV tubeless tire repair kit. Hold it by the ends and remove the blue wrapper. Don't get it dirty. Center the insert on the eye of the insert-o-matic tool and pull the insert back into the eye. Fit the insert tips into the open jaws of the clamp. Keep the insert clean. If your hands are dirty, use the blue wrapper to protect the gray gum. Close the clamp and pull it back. Stretch the insert until the clamp lever snaps into the slot on the T-handle.
And hold the clamp firmly. If it slips, the insert tips may fall out during stretching.
If this happens, turn the adjustment screw on the top of the clamp, then re-stretch the insert. But don't turn the adjustment screw unless the insert tips slip. Now, brush the insert with the vulcanizing cement.
Do not dip the insert into the cement can. It will act as a catalyst and cause the cement to harden in the can.
Remove the tire probe from the injury. If the cement has dried, apply more cement. Place the tip of the insert-o-matic needle into the hole and work the insert into the injury. Push the needle in until the T-handle contacts the tire. Release the clamp lever and pull the needle out of the tire. That's it.
Except, of course, for the pressure testing. This is very important for assuring a proper repair.
Right, Professor. Inflate the tire to its maximum allowable pressure. This varies from tire to tire, so check the rating stamped onto the sidewall and don't exceed it. Inspect the seal by daubing some cement on the insert. If the cement bubbles, install a second insert and test again.
Continued leakage after installing the second insert may indicate more serious damage. If this is so, you'll have to repair the tire off the wheel.
That's what we're going to show you now, off-the-wheel repairs. And keep in mind that these repairs are limited to holes no larger than 5/8 of an inch. If the hole is larger than this, it's a good idea to replace the tire. A patch repair is made only in addition to an insert repair. Don't repair an ATV tire using only a patch. Always put the inserts in first and then add a patch if necessary. Here's how it's done. With the tire removed from the wheel, inspect the damaged inner area to make sure that the injury falls within repair guidelines.
And don't use the tire spreaders for small ATV tires. You will buckle the tire.
Trim the protruding inserts flush with the inner surface of the tire. Wire cutters are excellent for this job. Next, take a patch from the repair kit and center it over the injury. Draw a circle around the patch with a marking crayon and set the patch aside.
Make sure that the area that you mark is larger than the patch.
Clean the marked area with a buffing tool. Buff until you expose a clean, unglazed surface. The patch won't stick unless the surface is clean.
An important point. The patch only sticks to clean rubber.
Wipe up the excess rubber and apply an even coat of vulcanizing cement to the buffed area. Let the cement dry. The area must be completely dry before the patch is applied. While the cement is drying, remove the blue backing from the patch and reposition it to act as a tab.
Don't touch the gray area. The patch must be clean to stick properly.
Hold the tabs and test the cement for dryness using the edge of the patch. The patch will easily lift away if the cement is wet, and it will stick if it's dry. Pull the patch away after testing and remove half of the blue backing. Center the patch over the dried cement. Press it into place and pull out the remaining blue backing. Make sure the patch is firmly in place. Work out any air bubbles. Finish the repair by thoroughly stitching the patch into place. Use the wheel and work the entire patch surface. When that's done, remove the cellophane cover and carefully inspect the repair. To pressure check the repair, you'll have to remount the tire. You can use a machine or do the job by hand. The procedure is similar to mounting motorcycle tires. Here are some important tips for mounting ATV tires. Coat the bead area with plenty of lubricant and hold the tire at 45 degrees as you put it onto the rim. Install the tire on the back of the rim, opposite the valve stem. Work the bottom bead of the tire onto the rim as far as you can. Then use the tire machine to finish the job. If you don't have a machine, use tire levers to complete the mounting. Also, take care to mount only one bead at a time. You could damage the tire by forcing both beads on at once. And keep the lower bead in the rim center while you mount the top bead.
And don't forget to use the rim protectors, especially on the aluminum rims.
Stand the tire on the floor or bench with the valve on the bottom of the rim. Push down on the top of the tire and inflate it. Once the beads seat, deflate the tire, install the valve core, and re-inflate to the recommended pressure.
Don't exceed the recommended limit to get the bead to seat.
When the tire is inflated, check for leaks. Dab cement on the insert and look for bubbles.
If the tire still leaks after the proper repair, replace it, as the damage is worse than it appears.
If there are no leaks, the tire repair is okay. Install the wheel on the ATC. There are no special tricks here. Just make sure you tighten the wheel nuts to the specified torque, and check that air pressure in all tires is equal. Well, you had a close look at the one-piece ATV wheel and learned that it uses a tubeless tire. You then learned how to use the universal bead breaker. Remember to use the correct blade for the breaker arm assembly.
Don't forget, the wrong blade could damage the rim, tire, and the tool.
You also saw how to remove the tire from the wheel. You can use your tire machine for this or do the job by hand.
And remember that it's easier to remove the tire from the side opposite the valve stem.
After that, you learned how to repair holes in ATV tubeless tires using the Tech ATV Tubeless Tire Repair Kit. This kit lets you make both on-the-wheel and off-the-wheel repairs. Important points to remember are, on-the-wheel repairs are limited to holes that are 1/2 inch in diameter or smaller.
Yeah, if the hole is bigger, you'll have to add a patch in addition to the plugs.
Also, don't put more than 2 inserts into a hole. If the hole still does not seal after you add a second insert, unmount the tire and add a patch to the inside.
Don't forget that these repair methods is for the ATV tubeless tires. Don't try these repairs on the motorcycle tires.
When installing the inserts, it's important to keep them clean to make the repair effective. One more thing. Don't dip the insert into the cement. It will cause the cement to harden. After on-the-wheel repairs, you learned how to fix holes off the wheel. Here you learned that repairs are limited to holes 5/8 of an inch or smaller.
If the hole is any larger, replace the tire. And don't use the tire spreaders for smaller tires.
You also learned that proper preparation of the injury is important.
That's right. The patch won't stick unless the surface is clean. Take your time and do a good job.
Use the blue backing to handle the patch. If the gray area gets dirty, the patch won't stick.
And make sure that the cement is dry before you apply the patch.
Yes, use the edge of the patch to test the cement. If it's dry, the patch will stick. You saw how to mount the tire on the wheel. The important things to remember here are to hold the tire at 45 degrees and use plenty of bead lubricant. Also, mount the bottom bead first.
And whether you use a tire machine or install the tire by hand, use the rim protectors.
Right, Professor. No sense damaging your customer's wheels. And when mounting the tire on the wheel, install only one bead at a time. That way you won't damage the tire. Once the tire is mounted and inflated to the recommended operating pressure, check for leaks.
Look carefully. Make sure that you do the job right.
Absolutely. Doing the job right means satisfied customers.
Which reminds me of a story. There were these two brothers, Hans and Jack. They both wanted to open shoemaking shops. Hans opened a nice store, the biggest in the city. He sold lots of the shoes at a very low price and became very rich. Jack, on the other hand, opened a small shop. He didn't make so many shoes and his prices were higher, but he made a nice living and had lots of friends. Well, it wasn't long before many of the shoes that Hans sold came in for repairs. Hans repaired them quickly, too quickly. Well, I am sure you know what happened. His customers started coming back because the repairs weren't right. Boy, were they mad. Pretty soon, Hans lost his customers and went broke. But Jack did his repairs very carefully. Everything he did was right. When his customers got repairs done, they were happy, satisfied. You know what I'm saying?
Even easy jobs done correctly can bring lots of rewards.
Yeah, you got it.